I'd like to take a few minutes today to talk to you about a dream and a vision that many of us here in Lincoln County are involved with. It's called Puerto Esperanza, or Hope Harbor. I'm Rick Hutchison, the Executive Director of this program, and I want to thank you for taking the time to watch this. Very briefly, Puerto Esperanza will be a transitional housing program that basically has two different aspects. The first side will involve women who are coming out of domestic violence shelters. Many times after women leave shelters, they have no choice but to return to the place that they came out of. Puerto Esperanza will be a home where these women can come with their children for 2 to 3 years and learn to gain the skills that will help them to make it on their own. The program will emphasize education, work skills, personal and social skills, and give these women the tools to make it on their own. There will be mentors, staff members, and accountability partners, friends to walk with these women through this process. The second side of Puerto Esperanza will involve foster kids, those who are aging out of the foster care system. At 18 years of age, those who are involved in the foster care system suddenly find themselves out on their own. Many times they don't have the tools or the skills to make it in the adult world. Unfortunately, what happens many times is these young men and women are forced to go back into the situations that they were rescued from in foster care because they simply have nowhere else to go. One young man that I'm very familiar with was placed into foster care into a home near Capitan, New Mexico. When he was placed into this home, the family, who are Christians, knew that he would need all kinds of support to make it in this world. This young man was in high school, and because there was a church near them that had a very strong youth program, they decided that they wanted to get him into that youth program even though they didn't attend that church on a regular basis. So every Wednesday evening, this young man was involved in that youth program. God did some amazing things in that young man's life in the years that he was in foster care and in that home, and turned his life around completely. Unfortunately, when that young man turned 18 years of age, this young man aged out of the foster care system. And because the family could no longer keep him in their home, he simply went back to the city that he had been rescued from a few years earlier. It was only about a month after he aged out of the system, around Christmas, that this young man found himself at the wrong place, at the wrong time, involved with friends from his former life, and a gunshot took his life. No one knows why it happened, and no one was able to say why he was where he was. But what a tragic way to end a life that had so much hope and promise. Puerto Esperanza will give young men and women like that the tools and the skills to make a different conclusion. In 2013, I had the opportunity to visit 8 different transitional homes that have programs that are much like we hope Puerto Esperanza will provide. In one of those transition homes, I heard the story of a young lady who came into that home out of a domestic abuse situation. This young woman was able to go to the college that was located near this transitional home, and she received her associate's degree. Because of that, she was able to get a good job. In the course of working for this company, that young woman was able to continue her education, and she earned her bachelor's degree. Because of that, she was able to get a better job, better promotions, a better salary, and eventually moved to another city. The interesting thing about that is that her family did everything that they could to sabotage her in that effort. They felt like that she was going beyond them, and they tried to hold her back and pull her back. But it was with the support of the staff and the volunteers of that transitional housing program that she was able to do what she did. That's what Puerto Esperanza will provide for women and young men and women here in Lincoln County. Our board has a great relationship with the local domestic violence shelter that is here in Lincoln County, the Nest, and also their board, HEAL, Help End Abuse for Life. I am currently a member of that board. Our board has seen the need for a transitional housing program, and for the last year and a half, we've been working very diligently to set up a program that will do these things. We're looking for donors who are willing to help women coming out of domestic abuse situations and young men and women aging out of the foster care system a hand up rather than a handout. Puerto Esperanza will be a place where these women and these young men and women can gain the tools to stand on their own. We are also looking for a facility here in Lincoln County and specifically in the Ruidoso area. We're hoping that there might be a donor who would have a building that they would like to donate or monies that they would like to invest to purchase a building that can be renovated if necessary for Puerto Esperanza to become more than just a dream. At the end of this video, we'll have our information where you can either phone, email, or mail us with questions that you might have. We're currently working on a website that will be up and running in the spring of 2015. Once again, I want to thank you for taking the time to prayerfully consider what we are asking. If you would like to contact us, please feel free to do so. God bless you and thank you very much.